conversation, debate about, is the system producing the best 128 every single year? We'll save that for a bit later in the week, because I'm sure we can dig right into that. It doesn't take us long to find our first maximum of the week. Goes the way of Crabtree.
The first, and by no means the last, that we're going to see over the course of the next 6 days here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. And Crabtree here, 1-2-7 to break the throw in the opening leg of the week. Number 19 leaves the bullseye. Some way to start. The 1-2-7 and game kicks the week off for Crabtree. 1-0.
Two on the wire. One between the wires, and nothing feels like it's coming easy at the moment for Andy Bolton, does it? That not only to save the game, but to make himself favourite to go on and win it. Choices for Andy Bolton. Does he persist on the treble? Does he go on the double-double? Persists on the treble and hands Cameron Crabtree an opportunity to get the job done.
16.
Double 4 for the match, for the win. And to take the opening spoils of the week, but everything's been okay up until the finishing line here for Crabtree, who has spurnt 3 match winning opportunities. And Bolton now will come back for double 16 to take us all the way in the first game of the week.
And just like that, Andy Bolton becomes big, strong favourite. Work to do here, so Andy Bolton encouraged.
171.
And there's that maximum visit we was talking about. Lee's Bolton there ready to strike should Crabtree not be able to convert. But you feel he's going to get more match darts. Maybe another one. It is.
And he finds Cam Crabtree's last experience on the stage was to hit a 171 and his opponent take a finish out. Well, the same has happened here, but this time in his favour. The Series 7 runner-up is up and running in Series 8. He beats Andy Bolton by 4 legs to 3, and that is a 5th straight win for Crabtree against Andy Bolton. He does so in a 7th and deciding leg. Expect them numbers to be the standard over the course of the week. We're going to take a break, and when we return, we're going to watch Mike Warburton back on that stage as he takes on Ben Payne.
Hand just opening a little bit early.
Great dart tops for the 120. Another showreel moment on this magnificent Monday morning. And it's Mike Warburton who finds the 120 to move into a 3-0 lead.
All of a sudden, there's now a lot more urgency on the situation.
Double 16 to eventually crawl over the finishing line. And Warby wins. It's a 4-1 success for the Welshman to get his week underway. As for Ben Payne, you could tell that there was some pain on that stage for him. Some disappointment. He's going to have to regroup. But Warburton will take that for a start. A 4-1 win against Ben Payne. Coming up after the break, the bookmakers' favourite to win this week, a man who's made a couple of Pro Tour finals, is Wesley Plaisier against Victor Tingstrom.
Pro Tour, certainly that game he had with Stephen Bunting. Oh, another. Tops. Well, all the players came into this group knowing what they needed to do, knowing the standard that this group was going to play at. And when you do that, you know you need to pull something big out of the fire. Let us know who you think the best player is without a tour card. I think a lot of people will go Wesley on the basis of those recent Pro Tour finals.
180.
What a time for a maximum there. Raising the eyebrows from Tingstrom, who thinks, where was that a couple of legs ago? It didn't need to be there a couple of legs ago. It's here now. The opportunity to break the throw once again. But this time, he'd only be a leg away from the match. Should get one dart. It's going to be at double 10. Just gave that plenty of air to stay away from the treble.
60.
And if Plaisier is starting to warm to the task like he did recently in Players' Championship 13 and 14, this will go.
Just got the sense that Dart Tots just knocked Victor off of kilter a little bit. And Plaisier here, double 16, and now he's beginning to miss. Now 2 for 9 on the doubles, and so it presents another chance for the Swede, who doesn't need a second invitation at double 10. He breaks once again, he leads 3-2, and now has the darts to beat Wesley, who looks really, really happy about it.
Game on.
He's already done a combination like this already in the game. This one would be bigger. Purely for context, it wouldn't have been bigger in terms of the numbers, and a wire dart there for Tingstrom. Wesley Plaisier breathes again, an opportunity to get the job done with the same finish that he took in the last leg.
Tots for the match, and Tots for the win, and Wesley Plaisier is up and running with a victory. He was the bookmaker's favourites at 15-8 before a dart was thrown in this group. It was a slow start for the Dutchman, but when he got going, he showed signs as to why he has made a couple of Pro Tour finals. That is how the game went from a statistical viewpoint. Plaisier, the 4-3 winner. Coming up after the break, we're going to watch Crabtree against Mike Warburton. So what you're saying is at 10:47, I'm saying hello to Crabtree, but he's not watching this till 5:42.
We're speaking to the future Crabtree in the present tense, because he'll be watching it in the previous tense.
So it's back to the future.
Could be back to a level game. If Warburton nails double 14.
Game shot.
Beautiful checkout once again there for Warburton. Double 6. Warburton pacing round in the background, hoping for an opportunity. He's going to get one. But 66 looks easy in regards to the numbers. But it may just be a dart. It's all on the first dart. He found a treble, but it wasn't the one he wanted. Should get a dart. He's going to get a dart, double 16.
And he only needs the one to get over the line. And Warby follows up with his second win in succession. He gets the better of Crabtree by 4 legs to 2. Good performance, good average. Just under 97, 4 maximums in there, 4 from 6 on the doubles. Coming up after the break, we're going to watch Victor Tingstrom up against Andy Bolton.
Andy Bolton had done the hard work against Crabtree when it got down to the last leg. And when you talk about those moments, it was a very poor moment to kickstart the final leg, but he's put those worries to right very quickly here, firing in a maximum on his opening visit, looking to get the breaker throw at the earliest possibility.
And who knows how he could do it? Who knows how he could do it? Back to back, and the juicy wiggle is in full motion, is in full flow.
Well, we had a wiggle after the 180. We had a wiggle after that 180. What will we get if the 141 goes?
58. And if 141.
Maybe it'll be a prolonged wiggle. We're not going to find out.
Well, it's the second time this morning that somebody's left 59. Themselves on 141 after 6. No wiggle, but it's got plenty of wiggle room in this leg.
180, and he required 82.
Well, anyone who thought there'd be maximums in this game is going to be very happy. Double 16 is a target here for Andy Bolton. He gets the breaker throw after 12 darts. 3 180s in the opening leg.
Second
180 mark at 25, and do actually find yourself in the ball. But this would be a massive moment in this game. A potential breaker throw at a crucial point.
Excellent checkout from Victor Tingstrom. He climbs the ladder immaculately.
2 big visits there for Andy Bolton to give himself some hope. But Tingstrom's just took out a very similar combination. Treble, single for double.
Tots of Tingstrom. It's a win for Tingstrom, and it's with back-to-back ton toppers. And he gets the better of Andy Bolton by 4 legs to 1. A bow of approval from the Swedes. As for Andy Bolton, well, he's in a little bit of trouble here. because he's lost 2 from 2. He sees the funny side of it, sends his congratulations to his victorious opponent, and that is why Tingstrom's over the line. Those 2 ton-plus checkouts swinging the game in his favour. A 4-1 win against the X Factor. Coming up after the break, we're hoping to see some X Factor from Wesley Plaisier as he takes on Ben Payne. And he's looking to win this race 4-0. And he is going to get a dart for the match. A double 16, and he only needs the 1. And Wesley Plaisier fires up back-to-back wins to kickstart his week. And that the performance of a man who's made a couple of Players' Championship finals in the last couple of weeks. 60 darts was all it took for him to get over the line. 4-0, 100.2, 4 out of 9 on the doubles. A really, really good performance on Wes. Coming up after the break, we're going to watch Crabtree and Victor Tingstrom.
Are they still a fiver, or?
No, they've gone up in price now, tenner. Well, he's gone for the dead cat.
180. Can be required 94.
He's hoping that it just applies a bit of pressure on this 94. Goes double-double. Finds the double-double to double his lead. 2-0. Superb. Tingstrom chipping away at the 3-leg lead that Crabtree had in this match. However, when you're in this position, all you need is a couple of good moments to go your way. And that 140 now makes this 110 must hit. He's got the treble, he's got the hard part of the bargain. And now it's double 18 for another ton topper. His 4 for the day. Forget Victor Tingstrom, he's Victor ton topper.
That better from Tingstrom. 2 at 2s. And Crabtree gets another opportunity. He's missed 5 match darts already. Can he get the job done?
Eventually he does. He stormed out of the traps, but then Victor Tingstrom came back strongly and nearly sent this game. Probably should have sent this game to a last leg decider, but the points are in the bag of Crabtree. A 4-2 victor against Victor Tingstrom. It moves him onto 4 points in the group. That is how the game went statistically. Coming up next is the 2 players with a perfect record so far going toe-to-toe as Mike Warburton takes on Wesley Plaisier. This could be a blockbuster. It's live. It's next.
Took it away from the grasps of Martin Adams, who won it 3 times in a row. There's only been 1 player who hasn't gone on to get a tour card, and that was the 2014 winner, Martin Phillips.
177.
In fairness to Martin, he was at the latter ends of his career at that point. Well, it's double 16 here for Wesley. 14 darter, 2-0. This is just superb for Plaisier. Despite averaging 91.5, which in most of the other matches this Monday morning would have been enough to give him great chances. But this is
104.
Pure bliss from Plaisier. If he takes this out in 2 darts, the average will be above 110.
60. Wesley required 98.
He's already had a 92 checkout. He could have a 98 and an 11 dart leg. It's a superb performance from Plaisier. It's the type of statement that we were expecting the Dutchman to make. And what a statement. What a win. What a performance. As you can see, he's really pleased with himself. Laughing, smiling, joking, and very, very happy. And he'll be so happy when he sees those numbers. The average of 111.33, 4 out of 7 on the doubles. Well, we said that there could be a 110 monster average in there. Well, Wesley has done it on day 1. Wesley, the winner of that match by 4-0. Coming up after the break is Andy Bolton and Ben Payne looking to get their first wins on the board.
And he required 40.
To get his first win on the board. And Andy Bolton eventually is up and running. He beats Ben Payne by 4-0. Once again putting Payne to the man from the southeast. As for the X Factor, well, he's just beginning to find it, isn't he? In terms of the performance, average just under 86. Not overly enamoured by the display. but he'll be happy enough with the points and the scoreline. Coming up after the break, we are going to end round 3. We're going to begin round 4, and we're going to watch Victor Tingstrom in action against Mike Warburton. Doesn't go, and so Tingstrom, 118 for the breaker throw and a 3-1 lead. And he'd have the darts in the necks as well to get the job done. Tops for Tingstrom for his 5th ton plus checkout of the day.
Game shot
on the point. Sweet as a nut from the Swede.
Away from here, a 180 does not leave him a finish.
Warburton is on the ropes. And it could be a W for Victor Tingstrom here. If he can take out this 84, it'll be for his 2nd win of the day. 2 in hand at double 12. He only needs the 1, and it's an 11 darter in a deciding leg that sees Tingstrom the victor against Mike Warburton. It's his 2nd win of the day, and he is very happy about it. Now trying to buoy himself up for a big finish to proceedings. It was a big finish to that match. He had his customary ton plus checkout, averaged just under 90, 4 for 9 on the doubles. Coming up after the break, we're going to watch Ben Payne take on Cam Crabtree.
I like coming away on the 101 with 1 dart, the 25 the ball, the 19 just squeezes that one in the 19, but Crabtree gets the breaker throw he needs with a bigger 111 finish.
Can be required 40.
It would feel like a get out of jail free card this if he can win here. At times, not his best, but Cam Crabtree gets over the line against Ben Payne. The frustration in his face, demonstrating the fact that he sensed an opportunity to win that game. But Crabtree in leg 5 took it by its grasp, a 13 dart breaker throw, before then getting over the line to seal a 4-2 win. It wasn't vintage, but the sparks on Shazam were good enough. Cam Crabtree 4, Ben Payne 2. Coming up next, Wesley Plaisier against Andy Bolton. Can the X Factor net? No is the answer, and so Plaisier will come back for 2 darts in his hand at top, so at least it should be to get the job done to seal a 4-1 win, and it would mean that Wesley Plaisier would be 4 from 4 at the beginning of the day. Tots for the match, tots for the win, and Wesley just continues winning. He is seemingly an immovable object in this group, is Wesley Plaisier. 4 games played, 4 games won, and he hasn't looked in trouble once. The average 93.79, the doubling delightful 4 from 6. He really is playing some of the best stuff we have seen here at the Super Series in 2024. Let's get that right. 4-1, the win there for Wesley Plaisier against Andy Bolton, who himself didn't disgrace with his performance. 3 more games to go, and we're going to kick off with Ben Payne against Victor Tingstrom.
And it requires 60.
And Tingstrom is nowhere to be seen here. This is a real-off performance from him. But that is magnificent for Ben Payne. It's an 11 darter to put himself 3-2 in front. He's going to have to spurn a dart here. Double 16. Awkward angle. And Ben is on a finish 15 here for the match to seal his 76. First win of the week here at the Live Lounge. He's going to get a dart at tops to get his elusive win. It is a victory for Ben Payne against Victor Tingstrom. He's worked hard all day to accrue that special winning feeling. He can taste success on the Super Series stage, and he can relax now with a win in his leisure at the end of his day. That's the tail of the tape. 4-2 victory for Ben Payne against Victor Tingstrom. Coming up after the break, 2 heavyweight battles here at the Live Lounge. We have Crabtree and Plaisier in game 15, but before that, the hors d'oeuvre is Andy Bolton against Mike Warburton. The opening leg on the board. That might not be the worst lie there for the treble, which leaves double 18. Beautiful from Bolton, and he steals that leg from Warburton's grasp.
Of the day.
It'll be some way to see it out. He had a 116 earlier on in the contest. Can he fire in the 108 for the win? No is the answer. So Warburton will return for tops to take us to a last leg decider again. It's been a day littered with last leg drama. littered with matches going deep.
20.
But Mike Warburton may find himself in the deep end. He may find himself out for the count. Because double 4 means that Andy Bolton gets to 4. And he gets the better of Mike Warburton. He'll end the day with a couple of wins. That'll be a disappointment to him, but he'll feel like that success is at least damage limitation for him. Decent enough performance in the end, average of 90.38. 4 for 9 on the doubles, including that 116 checkout. And so he will end the day on 4 points. But Wesley Plaisier has got the chance to complete the cards. If he gets the better of Cam Crabtree in our last game of the session, he will be 5 wins from 5, and he will be the player to beat.
61.
Crabtree leaves himself on a finish just in case. But Wesley Plaisier, double 8, and it's a perfect day for Plaisier. 5 wins from 5, and he has a real stranglehold of this Group A. He has a 4-point lead overnight. Beating Cam Crabtree means that he has got a massive advantage in this group. A group we thought was going to be tight. A group we thought maybe could go down to the very last day. Well, Plaisier has given himself a massive head start. That's the tale of the tape from a really intriguing final game of the session. Crabtree had his opportunities in the middle portion of the match, but when it came to the crunch, Plaisier just found more. He beats Crabtree by 4 legs to 2 in the final game of the day. We're going to actually have a chat with Wes in a couple of moments' time, myself and Matthew Edgar next door in the studio. Welcome back to the Motor Super Series, where we've seen a fantastic first day's worth of action here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. A day in the end dominated by Wesley Plaisier, who joins us in the studio now for a quick chat. Wesley, many congratulations. 5 wins from 5. Could you imagine it going as good as that today?
No. When I seen the lineup, I thought just try to win 3 or 4 a day, and then we'll see how it happens. I won 5. Thank God.
And following that first game, 4-3 looked a little bit edgy. You found a real purple patch in the middle of the session, that ton average, the 111 average. What just clicked at that point of the day?
I don't know. I think I had to find a range and maybe settle down on the stage. And then after that, I felt comfortable and played good.
And did it feel like you won games in different manners, in different ways? You mentioned those big averages, but again, like that game we saw just before the break there with Cam, where both of you are firing big stuff at each other, but you just managed to find the key points and the key moments.
I was going up to the stage and I thought I won 4 now and try to make it 5. And if I lose, I'm happy with the day anyway. But I'm happy with when I won with 5.
The key moments for Wesley today had to be on the finishing, especially on tops. It just seemed to be on the end of his arm all the time, and every time he needed it, those sort of clutch finishes, 78, 66, those sort of finishes when it's one dart at tops, always seem to pin that double. And that just comes from confidence. That comes from what he's been doing on the various tours recently, not just the Challenge Tour where he's found success, but also in regards to the Pro Tour. We spoke a lot today about those back-to-back runs to the final of the PDC Pro Tour. Now, they came with clutch finishes like that. There was moments, I remember watching the game against Stephen Bunting, I think it was, and there was one dart in hand at the back end of combination shots, and they kept going. And it's a continuum for that at the moment for Wesley. It's just all good confidence and building forward.
Wesley wasn't the most prolific ton-plus hitter of the day, but you mentioned a lot on commentary. Okay, they're great shots to have, but the most important ones are things like the 66, the 76s, one dart a double, making sure you take.
They're what separate the players. They're what separate the levels. That's the difference between the players. And that's what makes a good player a great player. And that's the difference between playing something like here or playing out on ADCs or WDF tours and playing on the Pro Tour. And that's the difference between success on the Pro Tour as well. They are the difference maker. It's not the 160s, it's not the 150s. They're good, they're flash, they're moments, but it is those sort of possibly 2 but often 3 dart combos.
Let's talk about the 111 average. You've done so much, you've achieved so much this year. There's so much you could put into the highlight reel, but where does that compare to some of the other things you've done this year in terms of feeling and the way you played in that game?
The To be honest, I don't look at the averages. I try to win my games, and of course, it's the most important thing. But averages don't say a lot to me. Of course, when you play 111, you play a great game. But the most important thing is to win the match. And I'd rather win a match with 85 than I lose a match with 101. And that's most people, since Dart Connect came in, most people look at the averages. And for me, I look at winning my games, and that's the most important thing for me.
Do you think that's been an advantage for yourself this year, because you've had so many good runs everywhere you go, everywhere you play? The fact that you're not thinking about certain things, the fact that your sole focus is just on what you do on the hockey, does that, in your opinion, maybe give you a bit of an advantage against the opposition?
Maybe, but I don't know. Maybe because a lot of players look at the averages, and I'm not. No, maybe that's my strength.
You probably felt you could do a bit more, actually, because watching you come off, it was like you felt there's maybe more in the locker on top of that 111. Is that right?
No, at the 111 match, I thought I'm playing a real good match. But the last game I played, it was like I don't play my best, but I don't play bad. But there's more in the locker, yeah, maybe. My finishing is, I think that was like he said, the key part today.
Picks up on a very good point about averages. I think they're ruining the game in a way, or certainly in the way it's perceived. So many times, like, you'll win a tournament, first thing people say, what did you average? I've just won the tournament. What does it matter what I averaged? I've got the trophy, I've got the check. That's what matters, isn't it? And yeah, averages are sort of becoming a very, very big part of the game. So it's great if Wesley's got that attitude where he can just sort of bypass and almost not care. It's all about wins. That's what you get paid for. Stat
padding for sure. Right, Racing, we'll have another chat with you in just a second, but myself and Matt are just going to have a look at the results for the day and just round up what else has happened in the table. These are results then from Monday's session. A lot of games going tight, a lot of 4-2s, a lot of 4-3s in there, but realistically, probably the most crucial game that we've seen on that card today is probably the one right at the very bottom.
I think the results have gone very well for the guy sat to my right-hand side, because Andy Bolton picking up that win just tightened things up there. Ben Payne picking up his first win of the day against Victor Tingstrom. Tomorrow, Wesley Plaisier will start the day against Cam Crabtree, and if he goes on to win that game, he's going to open a sizable gap before the mid part of this table, because no one else will be able to get to 8 points from that point. Everyone can potentially get to 6, but that will give Wesley a 6-point gap. And this was a group we thought was going to go down to the wire, but it could be over very early.
Is there any player outside of Wesley they'll be happy with today?
No. I think they'll all feel they've missed opportunities. They'll all feel that they could have left with more, they should have left with more. They'll feel they've given Wesley too far of a head start, and he's not the sort of player to relinquish that.
Well, Reds, perfect start for yourself on day one. Is it a case of just hammering home day 2, day 3, just carry on, just see what happens from here?
No, I try to do the same thing tomorrow. Of course, I'm happy with the way I played today, with the results. But no, tomorrow is another day, and it's a tough group. Maybe I lose everything tomorrow. It's possible. I hope not, of course, but in this group, everything is possible.
You've achieved so much in your career. Of course, former World Masters champion, seen you get to that Pro Tour final recently. Where would you compare your game now compared to when you won the World Masters a couple of years ago? And do you feel like you're in the best form of your life at the minute?
Yeah, I think so. I played well at that moment. I was in a great form when I won the World Masters, but I don't think I've been ever better than I am now. I think I'm in the best form of my life. Yeah.
Well, it certainly looked like it today. Wesley, many congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully more the same for you. Matt, we'll see you tomorrow. Look forward to your company again, as always. And thank you for your company as well. Day 1 comes to a close here at the Modus Super Series. And hey, football may not have come home, but Wesley brought home the bacon.